Welcome back. You're still watching Business Incorporated. For a while now, Ghana's risk-to-debt burden has been classified as being high due to the country's incessant borrowing and growing debt profile. Earlier this week, credit rating agency Moody's ranked Ghana's economy B3 with a negative outlook, saying the country has high exposure to external financing. Let's talk more about Ghana's debt with Alabi John Kennedy, a managing partner at Bespoke Business Consulting. Hello, Alabi. Great to have you on the show.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's begin with your reaction to Moody's latest credit analysis, placing Ghana's economy on a B3 with a negative outlook.
Well, the analysis didn't come as a surprise, even though on the political front here, there's been a lot of argument that it shouldn't be. The rating it's a bit low, and they want institutional body to understand what goes into some decision that was made by government to borrow, and to be able to help facilitate the recovery of the Ghanaian economy from the COVID-19. But let's call a spade a spade. That's the real situation on ground, and the excessive reliance of the government for internal flow of income. It's a bit worrying, because it looks like you are not able to generate enough revenue. There's a lot of revenue underperformance in the economy, and that is what is mainly affecting the economy as a whole. So basically, it's right. It's what the government should strategize and find ways and means to address, so that we can move the economy forward in a very fast pace.
Interesting. Comes as no surprise to you. Well, the report states that access to more reliable power supply will bolster the government's industrialization strategy. What is the current power situation in the country, and what areas will be greatly impacted by an improved supply?
Basically, it has not been encouraging compared to before the election was held in December 2020. We enjoyed more stable power supply before the end of the year 2020. But from January till now, there's been serious power cuts, and the citizens are not happy. They've been talking to the government and asking why the fall of power energy within the economy, and the government is trying to tell them that, okay, now we are trying to move away from the import-led economy to an industrialized level of economy, where we are going to actually depend on our own industries to feed on exports, to feed the nation and export to other countries. So basically, if you need to industrialize the economy, you need more power. So they are trying to expand. So the process of expanding the power in the country brought the issue of power cuts. And you could see there are instances where you see power lines are being expanded. There's been importation of some power grids and all that. So basically, I think we are looking at a short-term power cuts, and going forward, maybe to the next quarter or to the third quarter, there should be a stable power supply. And this will actually affect the businesses. There's been an institution where you have the one district, one factory, where every district is supposed to have a factory that can feed the nation and export to the other countries. So basically, they are trying to make sure that these small industries are able to gain and understand how they can utilize the power that is being expanded to their own benefit and help to generally grow the economy. Okay. So basically, it's what you are worried about, but it's also helping.
Okay, before I let you go, what else should the government be doing to manage the debt situation in the country?
Wow, the issue of debt is very worrying. Debt is actually a huge liability on the government. And I know the government is smart enough to be able to find strategies to manage the debt. One of the main things that the government should do, as per advice, is to make sure they reduce interest rates. If you're able to reduce interest rates, people will be able to borrow more and do more businesses and expand their business, and in turn pay taxes. So this could also go a long way to help. Secondly, I also advise that there should be strategies in place to be able to block all the loopholes that is affecting revenue generation. There's so much holes in which you are not able to get more revenues as expected. So if the strategy is to block the loopholes, at the end of the day, we're going to generate more revenue and be able to meet the demand of the nation. And you're also looking at negotiations. If the government is able to strategize and negotiate the terms and conditions of these loans, of these debts, maybe they can even get a reduce in interest rates for those debts, or they can be able to negotiate and see if they can get a forgiveness from other rich companies where they've got gotten or the borrowed fund. So this can also help. Then the issue of exchange rates. If the exchange rate is actually maintained for a very long period of time, it also affects the possibility that they can be able to manage the debt in the long run. So I'm sure the government they are smart enough to get this done, and this will go a long way to help.
All right, Alabi, thank you so much for your time on the program today. Alabi John Kennedy is the managing partner, Bespoke Business Consulting. Thank you so much.